Good morning and welcome back to Global Entertainment News TV. I am your host, Busola, and it is a time to take a look at what is making the headlines this morning in our newspaper review. Let's start with the punch. NUPENG, Dangote clash as tanker drivers due collapse. NUPENG, Dangote clash as tanker drivers due collapse. Up to next. Dangote Refinery says union membership not compulsory as Lumpec ponders fresh strike. Dangote Refinery says union membership not compulsory as Lumpec ponder fresh strike. Moving on to next. Marketers urge adherence to MOU. NLC warns refinery against agreement breach. Marketers urge adherence to MOU. NLC warns refinery against agreement breach. To the next headline. 2027. Jonathan Obi hold closed door meeting. 2027. Jonathan Obi hold closed door meeting. Moving on to next. INEC shortlist 14 new party applicants. Disqualifies 157. INEC shortlist 14 new party applicants. Disqualifies 157. To the next headline. First Bank floors Nduka Obi Agbana's GHL at Court of Appeal. First Bank floors Nduka Obi Agbana's GHL at Court of Appeal. To the next one. 5.6 trillion naira debt. Energy crisis low as gas firm halts supply. 5.6 trillion naira debt. Energy crisis low as gas firm halts supply. Up to next. Court summons Mark orders over ADC leadership tussle. Court summons Mark orders over ADC leadership tussle. Moving on to next. Supporters await Fubara's London return ahead of resumption. Supporters await Fubara's London return ahead of resumption. That's it for the punch. Move to the Vanguard. World Cup. Ex-Eagle demands NFF board quit if Nigeria fails to qualify. World Cup. Ex-Eagle demands NFF board quit if Nigerians fails to qualify. Moving on to next. First Bank win appeal in landmark case against Nduka Obi Agbana, General Hydrocarbon Limited. First Bank wins appeal in landmark case against Nduka Obi Agbana, General Hydrocarbon Limited. To the next headline. Ghana receives Nigerians, World Africans deported by US. Ghana receives Nigerians, World Africans deported by US. Up to next. Dangote, NUPENG become over alleged breach of parts reached at DSS headquarters. Dangote, NUPENG because over alleged breach of parts reached at DSS headquarters. Up to next. ADC leadership, battle to remove Mark. Aregbesola continues Monday. ADC leadership, battle to remove Mark. Aregbesola continues Monday. To the next one. Citing interest of justice, appeal court asks chief registrar to sell escrow crude belonging to GHL Convoy NNPC held in FPSO Tamara to Kenya. Citing interest of justice, appeal court asks chief registrar to sell escrow crude belonging to GHL CONOIL NNPCL in FPSO Tamara to Kenya. That's it for the Vanguard. We move to the Nation. INEC clears ADA, 13 orders to apply for registration as parties. INEC clears ADA, 13 orders to apply for registration as parties. Up to next. BOAs, 250 billion naira for smallholders, farmers. BOAs, 250 billion naira for smallholder farmers. To the next one. 54.9 trillion naira 2025 budget goes into effect. 54.9 trillion naira 2025 budget goes into effect. Up to next. FCCPC recovers 10 billion naira for cheated consumers. FCCPC recovers 10 billion naira for cheated consumers. Moving on to next. Meeting kickstarts process next week. Meeting kickstarts process next week. To the next headline. 157 applicants fail to scale hurdle. 157 applicants fail to scale hurdle. Up to next. Security. UK lifts red flag on Kaduna. Security. UK lifts red flag on Kaduna. To the next one. Appeal Court asks Chief Registrar to sell escrow code belonging to GHL, others in FPSO Tamara to Kini. Appeal Court asks Chief Registrar to sell escrow crude belonging to GHL, others in FPSO Tamara to Kini. Up to next. Brazilian ex-president guilty of coup plotting. Brazilian ex-president guilty of coup plotting. To the next one. NUPENG Dangote clash again. NUPENG Dangote clash again. That's it for the nation. We move to the Guardian. Open defecation crisis worsens. Threatens 2030 sanitation targets. Open defecation crisis worsens. Threatens 2030 sanitation targets. Up to the next. INEC rejects 157 applications. Clears ADA, 13 orders for registration. INEC rejects 157 applications. Clears ADA, 13 orders for registration. Moving on to next. Banks, FMCG customers, top FCCPC 9.019 compliance, 10 billion naira recovery. Banks, FMCG customers top FCCPC 9.019 compliance, 10 billion naira recovery. To the next headline. Implementation of 2025 budget begins in September, says federal government. Implementation of 2025 budget begins in September, says federal government. Up to next. ADC split deepens as factions claims court bad mark Aregbesola. ADC split deepens as factions claim court bad mark Aregbesola. To the next one. MRA fought attack on journalists, urge interventions. MRA fought attack on journalists, urge intervention. Moving on to next. Lagos activates Ebola response system as Dr. George battles outbreak. Lagos activates Ebola response system as Dr. George battles outbreak. To the next headline. Appeal Court orders Chief Registrar to confiscate crude on board FPSO Tamara to Kini. Appeal Court orders Chief Registrar to confiscate crude on board FPSO Tamara to Kini. And that's it for our newspaper in this segment. Thank you for joining us today. Be sure to join us again next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more news and updates on Global Entertainment News TV. Once again, I've been your host, Bisola, and have a wonderful day. Bye.